Paul said, there's one thing I do so I can apprehend, one thing I do so I can arrive to where I'm called. There's only one thing, not two, not a 3-point sermon. Aren't you glad it's just one thing? It's one thing. It's just one thing. I forget what lies behind. How many people identify with yesterday? How many people say, well, you don't know what it was like when I was growing up. Well, you got to cut me a break. You don't know what my daddy did to me. You don't know what my uncle did. Do you know what Jesus did? Have you had faith to get alone with Jesus and put on what he's been through so you can take off what you've been through and become the real you? And don't let this strategy against you to rob your identity. All of a sudden you think you're violated. All of a sudden you just think you're abused. All of a sudden you just think you're touched strong. All of a sudden the fear of that and the thing of that and the memory of that just tries to eat you up and emotionally. And we're trying to get people free from that instead of just telling them who they are. You say, well, you don't understand. I was touched strong. Wonder if I was. See, that's wonder if I was. You can't tell, can you? You never will. Because this man wasn't touched wrong. This man you're looking at, he was touched right. You can't tell my daddy was an alcoholic, told me I'd never be nothing. You can't tell that I've never heard my dad in my life say, I love you. You can't tell that when you look at me. You can't tell my mother was sick 40 years and died of sickness. You don't see that. You can't tell I changed her diapers. You don't see that. You don't see that my brother fell over dead on October 6th. You don't see that at all. Because you ain't supposed to, because none of those things decide who I am. You can't see that my wife was in a coma on life support with brain damage. You can't see that my children ran wild. You can't see that my child did drugs and ran off the... You don't see none of that. Because none of that has anything to do with who Christ is in me. So how could I be mad at God when he gave me the answer? Life, deliverance, called me out of darkness into light. See, if I don't have Jesus, I'm stuck in my story. If I don't have Jesus, I'm just hashing my horror story. We're just hashing out to see who's been through the most hell. We're just exchanging war stories. We're just looking at each other's scars. And then we decide who's been through the most hell, and we don't have the confidence to even try to talk to them because we ain't been in their shoes and we can't relate. And who are we to try to help them because we don't know what they've been through? Oh, come on, be real with me. I'm getting straight with you. What's the use of telling our horror stories over and over? What is the use of sitting there defending against the gospel by saying you don't know what I've been through? What about what he's been through? What about what he's been through, the Lord, who deserved nothing and willingly gave everything, who never did one thing wrong and got beat beyond description? I was never beat beyond recognition. Jesus was beat beyond recognition.